Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone knows me. I'm business coach Nancy, and I am here with bookkeeper Carleen. And I am excited to talk about this, Carleen, because it's already September.
Can you believe it?
No.
Well, I will say my house has been decorated for the fall since early September. So
Oh my God, you're
it's
good.
my favorite season. I'm ready for fall.
Oh, you're so funny. I actually said yesterday, like, I can't wait till I feel like decorating again because I don't feel like it right now.
It's how I make it feel more. I live in North Carolina, so it's going to be a while before we have that weather. So I just have to go with it regardless.
Yeah. It's good. All right. So today we're talking about revitalizing their interior design businesses and like what financial strategies they need to be focusing on now that it's September.
Yeah, well, the last time we talked, right, we talked about summer and not letting, vacation mindset and things like that kind of derail your bookkeeping. So now the kids are back to school, we're having some cooler weather. It's now time to figure out how can we go into the last part of the year on a strong foot. So basically some strategies for small businesses to kind of dodge like a end of the year money meltdown kind of is what we want to talk about today.
Okay.
Um, so one thing they definitely want to make sure that they're focusing on is reassessing their bookkeeping, their accounting, their numbers for the year. We're what, 9 almost 10 months into the year, so you have a lot of data so far. So now would be a good time to take a look at that data and see, is it still aligned with the goals that you set for yourself early in the year? Do you need to make some adjustments this time of the year? That's one of the biggest things that they can do.
Yes. And very important. See if they have to shift gears in order to come in to where they
Mhm.
want it to be by
Exactly.
December. Yeah.
Exactly. And making sure that if they're not already working with a bookkeeper, that they have someone on their team here to make sure that we get some of that automated, because it is hard to do that kind of analysis if you're working off of like a spreadsheet. There's just no way
Yes.
for you to be able to pivot to run the right reports that you're going to need from a spreadsheet. So take advantage of technology to make that a little bit easier for yourself.
Right. And I think what most people do is wait until it's too late and then they're scrambling and they're calling you. I need you to clean up my books. My account needs numbers. Doing it now makes more sense.
It
Like,
does.
catch up.
Yeah, and if you're actually working with a tax planner instead of a
Mm.
tax preparer, then you should be having those conversations with your tax planner this time of the year. And in
Oh.
order for them to be able to take a look at your numbers and tell you where you might need to make an adjustment, they can't do that without some books in place. So, if your business is if you're successful, if you are making money, if you're profitable, waiting until January, February of next year to look at your tax situation is just too late. There's nothing you can do. So,
Mm.
get with that tax planner now, take a look at your numbers now, and figure out what you can do. And that's where having good bookkeeping is going to come into place.
Yeah, because your accountant's going to struggle if your bookkeeping's not up to date.
It's impossible. They can't, have you already made your estimated tax payments for the year? Things like that, that they need those numbers to be able to make those decisions for you.
Yep.
Um, Another good thing I would say that a lot of people don't think about is tackling any outstanding debt. Hopefully, if the audience today is doing profit first, then maybe they're actually putting everything away so that as they charge things on a card, say for client purchases, they're paying that off immediately. But if they're not, making sure that they have a plan to tackle debt. You don't want to go into the new year saddled with debt from last year. Let's kind of try to plan this last quarter to start the year fresh for next year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will look at their books and go, okay, I have some debt. Maybe it was a loan you took out or a car or this or that. If you have the extra money in there, talk to your tax planner about whether it makes sense to pay that off now if you have extra money as opposed to rolling it into your personal income and then getting taxed on it, right? So all this is about tax planning.
Mhm. Exactly. And if you are already doing profit first, then now is also a good time to figure out what can I do. I actually did a profit first analysis for someone the other day, just a very super light way of just showing them, hey, this is the percentages where money went the last few months, and so they can kind of figure out how their percentages should be the last for the end of the year. And so do something like that. Just take a look at how you spent your money and make sure that that makes sense on how you're going to continue spending your money for the last part of the year.
Okay. I'm just going to say, everyone tends to ask me, like, what exact percentage should I be spending on marketing? What exact percentage should I be spending on staff? And it varies.
It
It
varies.
varies for every different business.
It varies for your business. It varies based on your goals. For someone who maybe gets a lot of their business from referrals, they could spend, 0.5% on marketing. But if you are in a market that's super competitive, you may need to spend 6 or 7%. It literally depends.
Yes, depends. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. What else?
So that was the biggest things. I mean, the biggest thing is making sure you realign your focus with your financial goals, making sure that you're having a tax planner in your pocket and to get in prep for tax season, and just pivoting and seeing where you can always make those changes right now to save money for next year. And don't go into next year saddle with debt if you can help it. Not all of us have the ability to just pay it off, but at least put a plan into place so that you can
Yes.
pay it off.
Awesome. All right. Everyone, if your bookkeeping is messy, I just actually spoke to someone today, and when I asked them if they had QuickBooks, they're a brand new designer, so they don't have it yet.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's going to be one of the first things you want to put in place is your accounting system so that you can make sure that you're understanding what you're making and how you're making it and where the money is
Right.
being spent,
Yeah.
right?
And it's never too late or too early to put a bookkeeping system in place. So you're never too small, and you can't say, "Oh, I've done it for 10 years. It's too late." It's never too late either. Get it
Okay, I'm glad you left on that note. So
done.
if you were to ask everyone to do one thing, what would you ask them to do?
I would ask them to answer the question, have they spoken to their tax planner so far this year?
Okay,
If you
everyone,
haven't, do it.
if you have a tax planner, if your accountant is a dual role, please, I actually wrote myself a note, call
Yeah.
so-and-so, which is my tax planner,
Hmm.
because this was a great reminder and I have not done it yet.
Yeah.
So I think was great advice. So everyone, if you are in need of a bookkeeper, and you are in need of one if you don't have one, 99% of the time in the interior design industry. Okay. So please consider clicking the link, checking out C2 Accounting. Carleen's amazing. Her team is amazing. And all my profit insiders who use you completely rave about you and your organization. And their
Thank
books
you.
are no longer an issue for them. They're calm.
That's our goal. That is definitely our goal.
Calm is incredible. So, all right, everyone. So go have a great day. Click on the link, get over to C2 Accounting and check out and get on Colleen's calendar to talk about your bookkeeping.
Sounds
All
good. Thanks,
right.
everyone. Have a good
Well,
one.
talk to you soon.